Come with me, you're gonna see, and you'll listen audibly. It's the Guy in a Basement podcast. Hello, this is your Wagonmeister, Nick, with another episode of the Guy in a Basement podcast, episode number 15, The Shrekkenning. And with me is my guest, who is a lover of the ornery green ogre, Lauren.
Lauren.
There you go. Yes, she is.
I like that intro.
There you go. Just a bit on the nose, but it works. All right.
It works.
Yes. So, I used to, I was in a training group with Lauren back in the days of working at the company TM, because I don't say their name.
Okay. That's good. I'm going to write that down. I won't say the name.
You can say the name. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, since you're still working there, I would, this goes live to everyone on the internet.
I hadn't even thought of that. So actually, I'm going to say the company.
There you go. Very nice, very nice. I have flubbed it before. If you've listened to a prior episode, there is a moment where I say the name, and I'm like, oh, shit!
You're safe. You're protected. You're in the U.S. They can do nothing.
They can do nothing to me, except if they need to reference it. They would be like, how dare this person who said the name of our company and had opinions about it post them on the web. Ugh. No, they're not that bad. They're actually really nice. They're good people.
Yeah. They're understanding.
Yes, they are. And they're supportive, and it's a great way to get yourself into it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So let's get started. First and foremost, how are you today?
I am doing well. I have lost my voice a little bit, so please bear with me. I'm going to be drinking some stuff on the side.
Hey, no worries. Again, cheers to that.
Yeah, thank you. Not sick or anything, just I teach many children, so I'm constantly speaking very loudly, and I have a very high voice, so then when you combine loudly and high voice, it's very easy for this to just blow out. It
does hurt the throat and the larynx, yes. Hopefully, yeah. I will send some vibes out so that you don't get laryngitis.
Thank you. I would appreciate that.
There you go. So,
good.
How is Japan at the moment, if I might ask?
Japan in general, or like my situation in Japan?
It can be either or both. We can talk about.
Well, COVID sucks.
COVID sucks.
COVID is rising like crazy. My city is back on a state of emergency.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. I still am unvaccinated, not because I want to be. I would love the vaccine, but it is unavailable to me so far. And that's the case for most people my age. If you live in Tokyo, it's different, but otherwise, or if you're like considered what they would consider like a super spreader. For example, my boyfriend works for a school district. So he works at multiple public schools each week. He goes to like 4 different schools. He's considered a super spreader. As a result, he's able to get the vaccine. But with my job, I can't get it yet. So actually, I'm moving to the US in October. I probably will only be able to get the vaccine when I go back.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. When you get it, all I can say is that it takes a load off your mind.
Yeah, I'm really anxious about that. I hope I can get it, like, honestly, if I can get it the day I land, that would be best. I don't know if it's possible, but
it is.
That's my goal.
It is. You absolutely will. Just go to Walmart.
Oh, that's right. Walmart does that.
Yep.
Walgreens also does it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
And I highly recommend getting Moderna, especially with this Delta variant coming through. It seems to be the most effective of the original vaccines.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
But
whatever's most effective.
But whatever you get, and that's cool, because like it just keeps you from getting hospitalized.
I would turn no vaccine down, but
I'm so happy to hear that I have friends who are reasonable.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people in the U.S. are choosing to be unvaccinated. I'm not surprised.
Yes,
I am disappointed.
I live in one of the states where the rate of vaccination is 30%. And my county where I live, which is the most populous, I live in Wyoming, has an ever-increasing amount of people who are getting it. And they don't wear masks either because they think it's infringing on their rights.
I know. It's honestly, I think one of the funniest things, honestly, like, I have very mixed feelings. I'm trying to look at the bright side and just laugh at it, but it's really funny watching a lot of conservative, especially like conservative white men, crying and complaining about losing rights to their body, for example, with the vaccine or with the mask.
I have a great story for you about this.
Welcome to the club.
There you go. So my brother finally got his vaccine the other day.
Okay.
He got Moderna at Walmart. And he has been resisting it for months. And he actually caught COVID in November. And he survived. And he literally said, "My body, my rights." And I'm like, okay, I know that you're for abortion, so you're okay with that. But come on, man. I mean, that's such a shit argument. Okay, my answer to anyone who says that is this. You have the right to say that, but you do not have the right to infect other people.
That's my thing. If vaccines don't, it's not just, the purpose is not just to prevent you from getting sick. If that was just the purpose, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, fine, get sick. It stops the spread of it too. So like, when you don't get the vaccine, you're putting other people at risk. And to me, that's very selfish. I can never understand like that level of selfishness. There are some people who can't receive the vaccine because of health reasons, so that's different. But that's why it's even more important for people who can receive it to receive it.
Yeah, because then it's like you're preventing the spread to those people who are vulnerable already.
Right.
It's, my heart is melting under the authenticity of someone who trusts experts.
Actually, I got in a huge Facebook fight with, I don't know who she is. I don't know. It was on my sister's Facebook wall.
Right.
My sister posted a thing about the vaccine, and it was just like a simple like picture talking about like the myths and realities of the vaccine. You've probably seen it. Like a lot of people posted it. And this person commented very incorrectly. And this, usually I don't get in fights, but she was so wrong. It made me angry just to read it. I can find it and just read it to you.
Oh,
but,
by all means, let's let the tea beep spread. Let's build.
I'm just gonna read the whole thing.
If that's the
I'm
right
gonna read
term.
the whole thing because
I don't know.
I got involved. My boyfriend loves doing research. I don't know why, but that's like his thing. Like if he can look something up, and I get bored with it. Like I just trust. Like you said, I just trust scientists. They know what they're talking about. I don't need to know what they're talking about. I don't care. But I'm gonna trust them because it's their job.
Yes.
Whereas my boyfriend, same thing, but he will also do research as well.
Right, I get that.
Right, because he's curious about it.
For sure.
Anyway, okay, so this person says, the myths are a lie. They made it too quick and it is not safe, and can cause severe side effects, and you can still get COVID and die. It does not stop you from getting COVID. It does not stop you from spreading it either. And this is where the Delta variant is coming from, the vaccine. So I commented, and I was like, actually, the virus is mutating and spreading so easily because large groups of people are unvaccinated. That's how this works.
Yep.
And she commented, she like tagged me in it. She's like, Lauren Morris, so very wrong. So wrong. The reason for the positive cases going up are from the vaccinated. They are spreading it. Us unvaccinated are not spreading anything. Do your research, please.
Oh my gosh. I'm assuming she got her research on tuckercarlson.net.
She got it on TikTok because she sent me links of it.
No!
That was
You don't go to a platform where teenagers dance Fortnite dances and do spells on Witch Talk to learn about the facts of the fucking vaccines.
And then I commented, I tagged her, I was like, I let scientists do real research and trust them since they are the experts. Anyway, this went on for like a really long time. And
high ground.
My boyfriend basically wrote like a dissertation. Like he went through, I don't even know like how long, because like looking through, there's no way I can read all of this.
Don't read the dissertation, because I get that. It's like, okay, I saw a friend post something the other, like 2 days ago, right? And it's an unrelated topic, but it's very very on the nose of topical stuff because it's about Afghanistan. So basically he shared I think it was like a Tumblr post. Sorry, that just means my tea's done brewing. I have my kettle right in front of my pot right in front of me. And basically it said, Russia and China are about to have relations with the Taliban. And then someone said, looks like we're getting ready for World War III. And my post was, I did a laugh react and said, as someone who learned about the Afghanis, one, they would not, Islamist governments would never want to ally with people who are genociding Muslims, i.e. China against the Uyghurs, or fight against the literal empire that tried to conquer their country in the 1980s, the Russians, the USSR. That's what caused the Soviet Union to collapse. It was their Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, like, China's government has already reached out to the Taliban, and the Taliban basically responded, oh, you're more than welcome. Even though there's a genocide, they have the commonality of hating the U.S.
Yeah, that's true. They hate the U.S. government. I have found over the course of reality, guys, anyone on the internet who is an American, they only hate our government because our government does stupid-ass shit abroad.
I hate our government, too, to be fair.
I'm not a fan of the government either. I have a very nuanced approach to America. It's that I love the values we espouse, and I want to embody them in real life. Unfortunately, we currently live under an oligarchic dictatorship where the rich control the political class, and the rest of us are stuck on the wayside.
Well, not only is it the rich people, but then also you see, like, people who are, like, extremely conservative Christian pushing religious values into legislature.
Yep.
You have that as well, to the point where, like, in some southern states, I mean, some states are all around, but there was, I don't remember, it was a southern state specifically, I don't remember which one it is, made it basically criminal to have a miscarriage.
Sounds like Texas.
I don't think it was, I feel like it was Georgia, but I don't think it was Georgia. Maybe it was.
I mean, that would make sense, too. The Deep South is... Well, all I can say is that if you want to learn about America... In America's actually 11 different societies in one single country and land frame. And a great book I would recommend is a sociology book that talks about the history of America and how it developed. I can post...
Oh.
Let me see if I can find it. I'll open on Kindle because I have to do that anyway. Because when we do our
I'd be interested.
Readings, because we're doing a little bit of fortune telling today. Both of us will be.
Oh, yes,
wonderful. All right, let's see here. Where is it? American Nations by Colin Woodard.
American Nations. Colin what?
Colin Woodard. So WOODARD.
Woodard. Okay, I will look that up then.
It is a good read. I think I read it in a week. It's like a 300-page book, so I enjoy it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Then again, I'm someone who's reading. I just finished reading a history thing about the legends of the West and about the Cheyennes culture, and now I'm reading a book about Wild Bill Hickok. I've gotten into Western stuff recently. Makes sense given where I live, but yeah.
Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
Where do you live in Wyoming? Like.
All right, I can say the city, but I don't want to dox myself.
Okay.
I live in Laramie County, which is where the capital Cheyenne is.
You are south, right? You're like near the Colorado border.
Yep. Takes me 10 minutes to get to Colorado.
My hometown is Fort Collins.
I believe we have talked about this, but it's fun that this is a positive reaction. Yes. I get 40-minute drive.
Very close, very close. Actually, I would love to move back to Colorado. I'm not going to, but I would love to. I've been looking at instead moving to like on the border, Wyoming, like right on the border, because then I can still have access to like because a lot of my family is in Colorado. But
move to Cheyenne. We can hang out.
It's like
there are jobs.
New LA right now. I don't want to go. Yeah.
Come.
That'd be fun.
Yes, we can. I don't know. Do something. It'll be fun to catch up. No, I have to travel to California to talk to friends. This will be great to have friends that live here.
Right, that's right. Because you're not originally from Wyoming, right?
No, I would say I'm Southern California. I'm from Orange County.
So what made you decide to move to Wyoming? Or your family moved to Wyoming,
Family
right?
moved to Wyoming, and I moved in with the family. Yeah.
Why did your family decide Wyoming?
You know what? I guess I can be honest. My father passed away last year. You would remember. You were there the day it happened. I turned to you for solace. I'm actually going to be doing an episode about this, maybe on Saturday, talking about grief just by myself. Because I've worked through a lot of it. I see a therapist, and I have a grief group I see, so it's like every other week. So it's actually really
that's good. That's good.
But with that, they left the bag running, so my mom sold the 2 properties we have in California. My grandfather's old house, where she was living in, and my childhood house. And then they came here. She paid the house off in full. She paid her debt off in full. My brother came out here too, but then he moved out a week after I came. And I have been here now since September of last year.
Okay. Nice. Do you like Wyoming? Like, do you like living there?
I like the nature.
Yeah, it does have some beautiful areas. Like the Badlands area is really cool.
Right there in South Dakota. I was up in, I'm sure you've seen the pictures. I was up in the Black Hills a couple weeks ago. Visited Mount Rushmore.
No, I didn't see the pictures.
You got to check it out. They're on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, yeah.
All right, I'll look it up. I love the Black Hills area. I actually have some Black Hills gold. I don't remember who gave it to me. I want to say my aunt gave.
Can I just make a fun joke about Black Hills
Please,
gold?
yeah.
So, my mom comes from an upper middle class background, and when she was a teenager, she saw Black Hills gold jewelry. And her reaction wasn't, oh, wow, it's gold, or, oh, that looks nice. It's like, well, this isn't very high quality. Which I love my mother in all her idiosyncrasies, but she is a bit of a snob, and it makes me laugh.
This isn't high quality.
No, I think it's like, if it's gold, it's good. I mean, that's
it's
my
gold,
viewpoint.
right?
Yeah, but apparently she raised her nose up in alarm, but it's hilarious. I mean...
It's pretty...
Yeah.
I think we all know people who are expect more high quality.
Yeah, she is a very nice person, and she is.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you'd love her if you met her.
I'm sure. Actually, I have a friend that's like that too. One of the sweetest people in the world. He works fashion in LA, and I guess it kind of goes with the territory. He works high-end fashion. He's going to be so picky about clothing. Including like his decorations, the way he decorates, everything he buys is always like the most expensive version, but it lasts longer. It's like an investment for him, but one of the sweetest people ever, but very, I don't know what word to attach to that. Not like picky, but like.
He has taste.
Yeah.
He has a taste and a certain sensibility. That was what I would say. Which I
That's
get.
what we'll call it.
I have that too. I mean, for me, I like... Okay, let's say I were to win the lottery, right? First thing I do, I'd buy Western wear, get a couple cowboy hats that actually fit my head instead of the one that's sitting there on my wall that does not fit my head. I got one too big. I would get some nice suits, and then I'd get some casual wear. Like 3 things.
Okay.
And I wear boots. So there you go.
See, I'm the opposite. Actually, I am one of the cheapest people I know. I get really bad anxiety about spending money, and I will do things the hard way just to avoid spending money.
I get that.
Actually, it's so bad. Like, actually, I feel like it's the perfect example of this. Have I ever told you my Mount Fuji story?
No, you haven't. Tell me.
It really does demonstrate how cheap I am. So... My first time in Japan was 2015. I was in Fukuoka for a summer, and it was a program not through my university, but like affiliated, like they were connected through my university. It was like a summer camp program, so I didn't have to pay for the program at all. I didn't have to pay for my ticket, nothing, but it was a job. So like I was teaching English in summer camps. And anyway, the schedule, I don't remember exactly what happened, but something happened with the schedule. I know I picked up like an extra camp. I think that's why this happened. I ended up with a week vacation that nobody else had. And, with having a week vacation that nobody else had, I'm not going to just hang around the campsite in Fukuoka. I'm in Japan. So I was like, all right. So I got like one of those, like those JR train tickets. Not tickets, but like the passbook thing.
Yes.
Like good for a week.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one of those. And I was like, all right. I was like, let's go to Tokyo. Mm-hmm. So I went to Tokyo. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, I don't really want to spend any money. So I'm like, okay. So I stayed at a hostel for most of the time. Mm-hmm. But then I was getting really tired of how expensive everything was. I only had like 4 days,
Yeah.
So like on like day like 2 or 3, I don't remember, I was like walking around Tokyo and I'm like, where am I gonna stay tonight? I was like, I really don't want to pay like $30 for another hostel. I was like trying to think of outside the box ideas, and then I saw a poster and it clicked. I was like, people climb Mount Fuji overnight. Problem solved.
Okay.
I was like, all right, problem solved. Figured this out. But Mount Fuji overnight, like especially the top of it, it's really cold. It's really cold because it's nighttime. It's above cloud line.
Yep.
And I didn't have any warm clothes. This is July in Japan. It's like tropical.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I was like, I need to get something warm. But the problem is I don't want to spend more on it than I would on a hostel, or why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. So I went to Daiso. Mm-hmm. And, Daiso's not going to have warm clothes, but what they did have was oven mitts. So, gloves are handled. I was able to buy some long socks. Okay. And I couldn't find like a hat that was like going to cover my ears, like in a warm way. Like I found sun hats, but that's not like warm. So I bought like this really heavy like towel, like tied it like around. Anyway. I have a picture I'll send you. Let me send you this.
I would very much like it.
It's next to my it's really funny. This picture is right next to my really bougie friend, the one I was telling you about. We posed for this picture.
Okay.
This is literally exactly what I wore on that mountain. Uh-huh. And then I went, I started climbing. It was definitely the hardest mountain climb I have ever done. I grew up like near the Rocky Mountains. Like I'm used to climbing mountains. Yes. No, this was horrible. First of all, because I was unprepared. I had like 2 bottles of water and like a couple of granola bars.
Yep.
I started at like 10 at night. And then the thing with Mount Fuji is there's not like forest on it because it's a volcano. So like you can see the glimmer of other people's flashlights, but they're like miles away. So I felt safe because I could see lights, but no one's close.
Yep.
The thing with it is, like when you see pictures of Mount Fuji and it's like this, what do you call? Not flat. It's the opposite of flat.
Round, curved.
Not round, slope.
Yeah. So you're talking about the, what's it called? You're right in calling it a slope, but I would call. Well,
steep. The word is steep. I was looking for the word steep. It's like this steep.
That's what like, you look like?
What did it look like?
That's well, first and foremost, your friend looks fabulous.
He does. That's the actual outfit. Like everything is exactly what I'm wearing.
Amazing. That's amazing.
That's my exact outfit.
That's
wow. You can show it. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, I can see if I can. Let us see. I will post it in the chat. Let's see if I can.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that. Okay, but that is wow. Okay, so please continue.
Yeah. So anyway.
Can't do it, but that's okay.
It is like this steep. Like when you look at pictures. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. When you're looking at like pictures, it looks like it's this steep. It actually is that steep, and it's not like hard ground. Like it's not like sturdy ground.
It's soft.
It's gravel.
Yep.
So like like if it's like this, I'll like walk up a couple feet and then slide down, and then walk up a couple feet and then like slide down. Like the whole mountain was like that. And anyway, I did finally make it to the top, and the only thing that was keeping me going was somebody told me there was a bathroom at the top.
Yeah.
So I made it. Anyway. When I went back down, it was much faster than going up. But by the time much faster. But by the time I got down, it was 7 p.m. So remember, I started at 10 p.m. and got back down at 7 p.m. the next day.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And I did all of this to avoid having to pay for a hostel.
Well, I mean...
And it worked.
You did it. And you achieved it. Would I say that that's the optimal way to climb Mount Fuji? Looking at the picture I saw, probably not, but... And given your preparation, probably not, but hey! You climbed a mountain that's the highest on a chain of islands that's volcanic that can erupt at any time. Be proud of yourself.
I was really proud of myself, actually. It's one of my proudest moments. I told because we're not going to have time, but my boyfriend originally wanted to go to Mount Fuji, and I was like, I will be your guide. We'll do it my style. You'll get to have the Lauren experience.
The Lauren experience of climbing Mount Fuji. Given what I saw, that'd be interesting. That's a great live vlog experience. I'd like to watch that.
No. It's too bad. Actually, I didn't have a cell phone at the time. Because I was only here for like a summer, so I didn't bring a cell phone.
Right.
You know, I didn't want to pay for a plan, so I just had an iPad, my mom's old iPad, and you know, there's no service or anything on Mount Fuji, so. If I had done it in today's age, no problem.
Right.
You know.
Everything's just like shooting beams of energy to shoot ideas out. There you go. Not so much back then with an iPad that does not have connection to Wi-Fi.
I know.
There you go. That is that is funny.
That's, I think, like the perfect demonstration of how much I don't like to spend money.
I mean, I get it. I have committed to the live cheaply vibe. Of course, I spend money on like quality food when I have the ability to, but other than that, I'm doing a lot of library stuff. That's where I'm getting all my books now.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, most of my books are either library or, actually, I have a ton of books. One of my best friends in the U.S. used to work for Llewellyn Publishing Company.
That's a good segue.
So, because he worked for Llewellyn, he would get a ton of free books, and he was like, I don't want them. So he kept giving them to me. So I have like a whole library. It's huge. I have not read all of them because I have like 50 or 60 books. They're in the U.S. still. I brought like 10 with me here.
Very nice. Very nice.
Mm.
Well, books are great, but let's talk more about the speciality of what Llewellyn publishes. So,
yeah.
As I suppose this is my coming out of the broom closet on the internet, as a pagan and someone who knows a lot about the various types of paganism, I would very much like to hear your unique spirituality experience, because I remember you had a very interesting take when I met you the first time, and I'd love to see if I can categorize it.
I don't even know how I would categorize it. So, yeah, so the reason we're using that as a segue is because Llewellyn is known, like their specialty is like they publish books on like the occult and on like different like new age religions and stuff like that.
Yep.
No, I don't really know how I would categorize myself. I was raised in a Catholic home.
Ditto. It's like halfway there.
I have a lot of issues with Christianity as a whole, but I don't like completely turn away from it. Actually, I still have a lot of the same core beliefs, but practice is very different. For example, like, I think it's okay to believe in something versus believing what other people say about something. You know, I think you can separate the two.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people like look at the Bible and they think of it as like very literal, but it's just a book of parables, really. It's just a book of like examples. And I think a lot of people like abuse the Bible as well too. So like I've just kind of stepped away from that a little bit because I think it's very harmful, and I know like it's caused me a lot of problems too. Mm-hmm. So I still hold on to a lot of those beliefs, but I've kind of added in other things because my thought was, like the more I thought about it, the more I expanded my horizon, the more people I talked to.
Right.
There are so many different beliefs, but so many similar beliefs in this world. How can any one be right or wrong?
Very true.
For example, if you look at the Jesus story, that's actually repetitive.
It's repetitive or it's repeating, yes.
Yeah. You see that same similar story throughout religions worldwide.
Yep.
So I find that to be very interesting. So I think there's probably a glimmer of truth to it. Do I believe it's exactly as it's written? No, I think it's a story, and I think that maybe there's lessons in that story that we're supposed to keep with us, but not necessarily take it at face value.
Yes.
And just based off of like a lot of my like life experience, like experiences throughout my lifetime, I do believe that there are higher beings, but I don't know what they are. So
That depends on which one you're following. That's the question. What
right.
ideology of the faith? I would say religion is like an idealization and institutionalization of faith.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think there's a difference between religion and like faith. And for me, like, I guess technically I'm still Catholic. I'm still part of the Catholic Church, but I don't really use that as an identifier for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know, like I feel like there's a lot more to it. So I'm like constantly trying to learn about things, constantly trying to expand. Um like I do believe there's like a lot of other spirits or entities. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know what word I would attach
You
to it.
sound like
Uh
the more you talk about this, the more I feel like there is a word for you. But let's continue, and then I'll
okay.
see if that's the right term.
Okay. Like I do believe that there's a lot of different spirit type things out there. I mean, even the Bible talks about like angels and demons and stuff. Well, those
Mm-hmm.
aren't humans, those aren't God. What
Nope.
are they? Like God didn't just create humans, and it's not just humans and himself. There are other things he created. Who's to say that there's not other spirits or other
Yeah.
gods? I don't know, and entities that we just don't know about, or maybe we do know about, just weren't referenced in
In the
specifically
in the
Bible.
Abrahamic mythology, if you would say that.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I think it's interesting. People worldwide follow Christianity, but it only takes place in such a small part of the world. Why would God only care about that part of the world?
Because he is the deity of the Israelites. That's why.
That's why. Whereas, like, I don't believe that any real God would only care about one part of the world. I
Mm-hmm.
believe you have to look at like where everyone's coming from. I don't think anyone's wrong. So like I kind of like fall. I don't know where I fall, but um
Okay. First and foremost,
a lot of
your
different
word, the word I would describe you is Christo-pagan.
Christo-pagan.
So basically, you appreciate the teachings of Christ and you believe in, let's say, the God Jehovah is the highest level, but you think there are entities below him between us and heaven, and they exist on earth as well.
Well, I know that for sure. Like I just know that there's something.
There you go. It's like I ultimately think all religions are trying to go to the same place, and the fact that we fight over
I
this
think so too.
squabbling
Yeah.
is such. Like I've read a lot
I'm
of.
actually
Go ahead.
sorry, it lagged a little bit, so I apologize. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
By all means, go.
I was gonna say I'm also actually I'm a huge believer in reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that your spirit has to go one way. Like I don't believe if you die you have to go to heaven or you have to go to hell. Like you can be reborn again. I believe, or you can just be like a spirit on earth and like
Yeah.
embody something else. Like I think there are so many other options too. But I do think like a lot of like what you were saying, a lot of religions, the end goal is like. I mean, you even hear about the end goal, different names. Like you hear about like heaven, or you hear about like nirvana and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Different religions, but they have the same end goal.
Mm-hmm. Peace after death.
Yeah.
Peace after death. And my whole stake I hesitate to use religion. I would say spiritual practice. My whole
Okay.
thing is, what can I do to invigorate the feeling of my existence on this earth now?
Mm.
Because once I die, I'm dead. Whatever happens after, I really don't care at this point. So, and that's like an answer I think even atheists could be, oh, wow, I respect that as an answer.
Mm.
So for me, I do three things. You can see I have my little kami dama up there. I honor having the fact I live in Japan. Every morning,
Mm-hmm.
every evening, I put it up and take it down, my offerings. Once a week, I
Mm-hmm.
have my Germanic pagan altar over there, or I do it outside at the tree in the back of my house. And then I have
Mm-hmm.
a Buddhist altar, Japanese style, where I do it every
Mm-hmm.
Sunday and pray for my ancestors, pray for peace. So
One thing, one thing you mentioned was living in Japan, and I'd like to add to that and talk about like the Shinto shrines in
please,
Japan.
I'd love this.
So like like talking about different earth spirits or different types of spirits or entities, like there have been so many times where I've been to like shrines and it does feel like sacred ground. Like you walk through the torii gate and you can like feel the difference. The air
Mm-hmm.
is different.
Yep.
The energy is different. So and while in the US, like Shintoism is not really a big thing. I've never seen a Shinto shrine in the US. Maybe there's one that I don't know of, but I don't think so.
There are only unless you're in Hawaii, there are only 3.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a big one in Seattle.
Oh, that's cool.
Outside of Seattle, and then they're trying to build one in LA, I believe. And then the rest of them are in Hawaii. There's like 4 or 5 in Hawaii.
That makes sense with Hawaii's background. So like with that being I had never experienced that in the US until I came here, but it's I actually it's one of my favorite things to visit while I'm in Japan are the shrines. I do pray when I'm at the shrines, and I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. My intent is always good.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen. When it comes to and I would consider Shintoism a very animistic religion. I wouldn't even call it a religion. Yeah. It's an animistic practice. Because I wouldn't say the Japanese are a religious people. They're extremely secular.
No.
But you still see them going to shrines and temples and bow twice. If you're at a Shinto shrine. If you're at a Buddhist shrine, bow twice and just hold your hand in gasho. And then one more bow, and then you leave. Easy. Very easy.
Yeah. And then you give an offering of their 5 yen coin.
Yep. As long as you offer something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the important thing. It feels like you're given a gift, and then they'll give a blessing in turn. That's like a cycle of reciprocity is big in nature-based religions.
Yeah.
I give to you, you give to me.
Yeah, and I really like that. I really like the style of it here. It's really nice. But then also, while what you were saying, while people go to shrines and go to temples, that's really usual. People are very respectful about it too. They do view it as there's a god at this shrine. Different from Western culture. They don't pass legislation based off of what does this god want.
No, they don't. If they did, then a lot of Native American land would still be not run over with a lot of shit. Because let's be honest, America is built on Native American land and their spirits are there.
Yeah, America is constantly, even still, destroying indigenous land, sacred spots. It's only, to benefit Christianity, not any other religion or any other practice or spiritual belief.
There you go. And that's the truth of the matter, right? And I think we're coming to the point where now it's people are breaking out from that paradigm of my way is the only correct way, and I feel like people are becoming more accepting of other faiths.
Actually, paganism and specifically witchcraft are on the rise. I don't know if I'm sure you've probably seen
I would love to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, huge rises. I think they're one of the highest levels historically.
Yep. Wicca and traditional witchcraft. I'm actually very
Druidism has also been increasing.
Yep. I've been thinking about joining a grove, the ADF.
Oh, that'd be cool.
The ADF, which is a big druidic organization, welcomes anyone who practices an Indo-European faith.
That's cool.
Even Christians can go to the ADF.
Yeah, and that's actually that's really cool that you point out, because that's another thing with Shintoism is they kind of accept that any god is real, including Christian gods, including we don't have to be exclusive.
Yep. I think the idea of the kami is very good because at the end of the day, it's the admittance that there are spirits and there are deities, and that they can be good or bad, and you pray to them either to get positive rewards, you pray to them not to hurt you and fuck with you. And I feel like that's a lot more honest than this, there's one thing and what he does is snaps his fingers and then everything else under him is at his whim. It's a little bit of kind of kills the free will side of argument.
One of my favorite actually parts of the Bible is kind of relates to witchcraft. It relates, to what we're talking about here. Yeah. I don't remember the exact part. I know it's during Passion Week. So when Jesus has arrived, he goes into this garden and there's a fig tree. and there's no figs on this fig tree. And he's like, oh, okay, well, since you don't have any figs, you'll never have any figs again. I'm cursing. He basically like curses the fig tree.
Yep.
And then later, like at a different part of the Bible, like they mention the fig tree again, like they're back in the garden and they just casually mention, oh, and there's that fig tree that doesn't grow figs anymore.
There you go.
Like Jesus even curses something in the Bible. Like,
I would love to talk about that because magic is so interesting. I think you'll get a kick out of this. So, there are kind of two schools of magic in the West. I say Western esotericism, right? Kind of like the mystery tradition. You know, like Shingon Buddhism is the mystery tradition of Buddhism in like Buddhist circles. You know, like Tibetan Buddhism is the only other one that's like Vajrayana, if you've heard of that word. But here's the thing. In the West, we have two traditions. We have like traditional witchcraft, which is what you see a lot of Wicca and, you know, oh, I have my herbs and I have my rocks and I have my, do my spells and I grind my eggshells and I bury them in the yard. Great.
Right. And like candles and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's very par for the course. But then there's also high magic, which is like one of my favorite series I've ever watched, and it helped me through my dad's passing, is The Midnight Gospel by Duncan Trussell and Pendleton Ward, the creator of Adventure Time.
Love Pendleton Ward. Oh my god, I don't know if you can see. But
I pointed that out because it's like, you should watch this series. It's very good.
Wait, is this on Netflix? I think I've seen pictures of it. Like it's like a very pastel, not pastel, but
very,
like,
very colorful. Colors. The main character's a purple guy with a hat.
Yeah, like lots of color blocking.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're it.
Anyway, so like he has literally two high magicians on his show. One of them, Damien Eccles, one of the Greensboro Three, who was falsely accused of murdering children, who got out after being in death row for 20 years. He practiced high magic, and he says, the Bible is the greatest magical tool you can learn because there are so many rituals that you can pull from it through like the Old Testament and this ideology. And like, yeah. And it's like, I love it because it's like, yeah, you know, the Israelite God is actually just a combination of the two main gods of Sumeria. It's like, oh,
it is, yeah, and I think a lot of people also who practice Christianity don't even know that. Like the original form of him isn't even one person. It's two.
It's two. It's Enlil, who is the sky god, and who's if you read the Gilgamesh version of the flood myth, he's like, he was pissed off because humans were making a racket, so it was like, flood time, baby. And then the Noah figure, Utnapishtim. I was just reading a Sumerian book the other day. So Utnapishtim, he made a boat because Enki, the guy who made humans, who is the other aspect of the, I'm gonna call him Jehovah because YHWH, Jehovah. That's the English, you know, that's the European version. So Jehovah, you know, Enki saves them. It's like he combined the positive aspects and then they took the negative aspects and put them into like the evil figure. Whereas in Sumerian and Babylonian mythology, all of them have good and bad aspects because it's, hey, they're like people. And the history of the Bible is, of course, the story of God becoming much less of an asshole as time goes by. Jehovah.
It's true.
Think about it. Sodom and Gomorrah is like, these people are horrible! Giant meteor, and they're all turned to salt! And then you get to Jesus like, yeah, you know, I gave you these rules, guys, when you left Egypt. You know, 10 rules. You stick with them. You fucked up. You couldn't do it. You messed up your society. Here is me in the form of a man. All right, here's what you gotta do. You gotta be one thing. You gotta be nice to other people and not get in their business, but also have a relationship with a higher power. That is the big guy.
Well, the other thing with that is that I find interesting is like if you're looking at ancient texts and scripts like the Bible or even other books, they're written by third parties. They're written by people. Like if you look at like if you look what his actual actions are in the Bible, there's really nothing hateful in there. There's no reason. For example, like when people try to use religion, usually Christianity, but not always, to be homophobic or transphobic or racist or, you know, sexist, anything like that. like you're not following, like you miss the point.
Yeah.
You know.
If you Here's my view. That's why I actually have. Let me grab a copy of it. I'm also going to blow my nose because it's rude to do that right into the microphone.
Okay. Yeah.
But thank God for all the cloths I have. See, I'm so used to using Christian English because that's such a part of our culture. That's why I don't deny it. I see Jesus as a very important
That's why
teacher.
I compare it to everything that I see. For example, we've been talking about paganism, we've been talking about other things, but I keep bringing it back, and I mean, both of us do keep bringing it back to, because that's how we were raised. That's
that's
what was ingrained in us, and that's also what's ingrained in our society.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ingrained in part of our society too. So trying to.
Why do you think even atheists would say, "God damn it"? And they don't even believe in God. It's because it's what you say.
Fun to say.
Yeah, cussing is literally, they found out that it makes your brain feel better. So, there you go. So
I actually know somebody who is currently I'm trying to think of how to word this appropriately.
Let's describe
they
it.
are
Please describe it. We'll see if we can find
they are currently in a inpatient care for mental health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they sent me a snap because they're allowed to, because with COVID they can't have a lot of visitors, but they've amended the rules so they can message people.
Oh, that's cool.
Or they can have their phones for a couple hours a day so they can still contact people.
Right.
And they sent me a snap the other day of some care cards that they have around, if
Mm-hmm.
pieces of cardboard or thick paper, if you are feeling something, you look around, you need some advice. It's just, one of them said, maybe cursing will help. That's literally advice that they're getting.
Listen, and it does. When you're in pain, if you cuss, your pain threshold rises. So
really,
they did a test on this show called The History of Swear Words, hosted by Nicolas Cage, of all people. If you ever want good, deep take, crazy series, let me know. I'm your guy. I have too much time on my hands. But
please.
It's great.
Wait, what is it called? I'm sorry, what's it called again?
It's The History of Swear Words or something. And Nick Cage is the host. And they did a test where they had their guests stick their hands in a bucket of ice water. And one group did not cuss. The other group did. The people who cussed lasted 150 times longer than the other group.
Really?
Someone, I think, stuck their hand in for 7 minutes and they just cussed up a storm.
Oh, so cool. Okay, I'm sorry. You mentioned Nick Cage. I love Nick Cage movies.
You will love this. You will love this series. It's fan-fucking-tastic in honor of the show.
Did you know they originally asked Nick Cage to voice Shrek?
That would have been funny.
No. I think Shrek is perfect the way Shrek is. There should be no changes to Shrek. But honestly, the reason he turned Shrek down was because he didn't want to play a gross, ugly ogre.
Right.
Those are his words. I don't think that about Shrek.
There you go.
But those are his words. And honestly, he kind of missed out. I'm looking at the
money,
the way that Shrek has gone through the years.
It's a lot of lasting power.
Could have been so different.
Yeah.
Could have been so different though. I don't know if I'd like Shrek as much if it wasn't the way it is now.
Well, think about this. It's what if John Farley hadn't have died? He was supposed to be Shrek.
Was? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. John. What's his name? Is that his name? I think that's what his name is. No, that's not who I'm thinking about. Something Farley. Chris Farley. Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek.
Chris Farley.
Yeah, and you can see, here. I'll send you a Chris Farley Shrek audio. All right. So I'm gonna share it and then I'm gonna put it on the screen. Okay. So let's see.
Okay, yeah.
Share screen, and we're gonna. There we go. So you'll be able to see it and hear it, hopefully. All right. So let me open that up to it.
Sweet, everyone feels
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right, good. So of course here we have. There you go. So.
Wow.
So let's just jump to it.
Now come on, what do you want?
So this is the storyboards.
Oh, this is another one of those onion things.
I love the look on her face. She's like, oh. Yeah, this is.
He wouldn't have been a bad Shrek. I still prefer the Shrek we have now.
Right, Mike Myers. It's because it's what we're all used to. But there's something about this version where it feels like, I don't know, I could very much see myself enjoying this movie. Could you imagine if Shrek,
I would enjoy it still.
like, was a traditionally animated movie too? Because you can see that it's more, like, it's not CG at this point. Look at those reactions. So there you go.
That would have been good too. Yeah, I would have enjoyed that. There's something about the Scottish accent I think that I like, but with Mike Myers. But I think I would have also enjoyed that version as well too. That one's not bad.
Yeah, there you go. It's just what you're used to, I imagine. It's like if that was the main norm, there you go. People would love it.
That's probably true. That's probably really true.
All right, so now let's see here. I'm trying to pull back up. There we go. So I want to show you this. So I got this a month or two ago. So it's the Jefferson Bible.
Okay.
And you were talking about how you're looking just at the lives and teachings of Jesus without all the extra stuff, right? So this was made by Thomas Jefferson, who was very private about his religion. What he did is he cut and pasted out of the King James Bible and various Greek and Latin texts and just put the story of Jesus without all of the magic, without all of the miracles, and just said, here's what he taught.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and I saw it and I thought, wow, that was good. Which makes me think, you want to know the best thing? If you want to know what it is to be a Christian, you have to read the Sermon on the Mount. Because that teaches you everything you need to know about how you should engage in society. And a lot of that stuff is good. Like, one of my favorite lines from the Sermon on the Mount is, if you should see a woman and her appearance and her clothing bother you, you should rip out your own eye instead of haranguing
That's
her.
actually, I love that. I love that one. I reference that a lot when we're talking about dress codes.
There you go. And here's the thing is that I think a lot of Christians would benefit from actually reading the Bible instead of just hearing the interpretation from the preacher.
I think so too. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Secondly, let's see here. Where do we go from here? Yeah, I just think it's interesting to talk about this stuff. You have to face the reality of where it comes from. And it is important, it's very important, to realize there are many more similarities than differences. And if you want to learn about your religion, have a deeper faith, learn about other ones so that you can really appreciate where yours is unique. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Agree with it.
Yep. So, I now have drank enough tea where my bladder feels like it's getting stomped on by a giant. So I'm going to give you the segment of guest host hour. So guest host hour is the time where the guest has to talk while I go to the bathroom.
Oh, no.
So,
I'm so bad.
so
all right,
I have a
okay,
topic
it's fine.
for you.
Okay,
Talk about
that's
your
fine.
love of Shrek, because I know that can be a great thing for you to fill in the time. This is why it's called the Shrekkenning, everybody.
Shrekkenning. Okay.
All right. I leave it to you.
Thank you. Okay. I don't know how to start about this. So I have to talk about Shrek. I really love Shrek. I really like Shrek. I don't know why. I think it's the voice and the attitude, and the sarcasm. But I tried to emulate Shrek in all aspects of my life. And I don't know how to talk about this to an empty camera. I'm so sorry. Okay, I know I'm going to change the topic just because it's going to be a little bit hard for me to do that. I'm going to introduce my stuffed animals to the screen. Hold on. So, this is Tokage. He is from a children's show and franchise in Japan that's very famous. It's called Sumiko Gurashi. So this character is, you can see his like little bumps on the back. He is a baby dinosaur who dreams of being a lizard. So his name is Tokage, which is the Japanese word for lizard. Okay, that's him. I won him out of those crane games, like the claw machine things, in an arcade. And it took me like $20 to get like enough. Oh, hi, Nick.
Did you just say help me? I saw you talking with your stuffy, and I was like, oh, she mouthed help me. I better hop on and hear what she has to say.
I panicked. I was talking about Shrek, and I was like, I don't know that nobody's here to ask me about Shrek. I don't know how to explain because it's so deep. So I started to introduce my animals instead.
That's fine because like that's also good. I get that. I don't know. Well, technically I have 3 at the ready, so I have.
Oh, I have too.
Very nice. Pikachu. Classic. I got my Sandslash. I got... This is for visual viewers, not you podcast people. I got my Swinub. I love me some ground types. He's a cutie.
He's so cute.
Yeah, and then I have, from the Nintendo Wii era, my Yarn Yoshi. That is...
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
I like that.
He's a cutie, too. They sit at my desk, and they watch me do stuff.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I only have a few stuffed animals here. I have this one. It's a Tokage from Sumiko Gurashi. I got him out of a crane game in the arcade here. It took me like $20 to win him.
Very nice.
But it was worth it. Same thing with Pikachu. I got him in a crane game too, but that was actually only took 1 try, so that was just $1.
Damn, and that is a quality one. That's very fuzzy.
I know he's really soft. It was easy to win because I just grabbed his little body.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then I have this one. This is actually my childhood stuffed animal I had when I was really little. And I brought it everywhere with me. She's a beanie baby. I need to wash her again. But she's a beanie baby named Crystal.
Oh, that's adorable.
And then this little rabbit I got when I was in 1st grade. Her name's Coconut. So she and Crystal I bring everywhere. And then I found this at a dollar store here, and I became obsessed with it. So this is Genevieve.
Aww.
She's a baby keychain.
I thought baby keychain.
I thought it was really funny, so I got her.
That's awesome. See, that's the shit I love about Japan, is there's a bunch of random adorable stuff. That's actually great because, like, you know, that shows that, like, I'm so happy I've gotten over toxic masculinity. That shit sucks. I love cute shit. I love adorable stuff. I love colorful things.
Speaking of that, something I love about Japan, because, you know, I teach, like, a lot of high schoolers. And in Japan, it's not strange for high school boys to show affection to each other, and it's not considered romantic. So, like, I have, like, a lot of high school boys who, like, they'll be in the same class. They'll just be, like, holding hands, and there's nothing weird about it. They don't think anything of it. Whereas in the U.S., if they did that, they would probably get ridiculed. Or people would at least make assumptions about it. Whereas here, no, it's just, they're just friends. Yeah, I love that.
I think that's like East Asian society. Like, I know that's a thing in Taiwan. I know that's a thing in Korea. I don't know about China, but, you know, I could see it.
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I wish Western countries were more like that. Because I do feel like, you know, men and boys should be able to show affection for each other without it being taboo.
Yeah. I guess. So there's a great, I was watching a program about, like, the ideal form of masculinity, and it was using Aragorn as an example from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
Because think about it, Aragorn writes, like, they like, in Lord of the Rings, they like poetry, they like having their emotions laid bare to their friends, they're supportive, they're oh, great, but they also can drink and fight and do other stuff too. So, like, it's the ideal of limiting masculinity. Let's call it toxic masculinity. Limiting masculinity, that which limits you from enjoying life, and positive masculinity. It's like, oh, I can be artistic. I can be creative. I can tap into something more than just being a stoic, emotionless warrior.
Right. And like that's not to say like if people don't connect to more artistic things, that's okay. They don't have to, but they should be allowed to access that if they want to.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's where we're swinging towards in Western society. The problem is like it's the last dying breath of a, let's be honest, a limiting generation of ideals. So,
yep.
Yeah. And I'm sure like by the time that we are elders ourselves, all our ideology will be considered very conservative in turn.
Oh God. You just talked about one of my biggest fears. So I don't know why, Nick, I can't explain this, but I have a horrible fear of aging. I don't want to see myself be old. Like I would rather die young than live to see myself be old. I don't know why. I just don't want that at all.
That'll change. That'll change eventually. That'll change. It's just acceptance. Like you gotta accept. That's the whole thing about Buddhism. That's why Buddhism's great. You look at the story of the Buddha. His story is, I'm a rich kid whose father didn't even let him see a dying flower. I go out. Oh, what's that? That's a sick man. Next day. Oh, what's that? That's an old man. Oh, shit. Oh, what's that? That's a dead man. I need to go figure this shit out.
For me, like, I don't know what I honestly don't know what it is. It's not that I, like, don't like older people. It's not about other people. For me, it's, like, just like myself. Like, I don't want that.
Well, here's my recommendation. Eat healthy. Take care of your body. And it will be in working condition and look better the longer you're alive. Change is going to happen, and you just got to accept it. Life is change, and nothing is constant.
I don't think I will be accepting it, but I will have to deal with it.
I think dealing with it is acceptance, because it's hard to accept it on its terms. It's working towards it.
Oh, no, I am going to be in denial about it, though. Like, I don't accept it.
Well, here's another thing. We can always, like, genetic manipulation is becoming more and more popular. Who knows? We might be the first generation to be immortal, because they might say, yeah, we're going to just have this DNA. You ever heard of CRISPR? No. So CRISPR is a company that manipulates DNA into different forms. Like when CRISPR becomes live, goodbye cancer, goodbye weak immune systems, goodbye allergies, all that stuff can be gone just by editing your DNA. And who knows, you might be able to reach 150 and look the day you looked at 25.
That would be ideal. I would like that.
I recommend looking into it then. I don't know about that. I want to look like an old gnarled man sitting on his porch and just be like, well, kid, back in my day, there was the COVID pandemic, and old Mr. Donald Trump almost brought the world to river. Hey, I survived, and it was fine.
I hope you can achieve that if that's what you want.
Oh, I know. It's very easy to achieve that. I'm already increasingly becoming grumpy old man mentally.
Are you? You're preparing for it.
Yeah, it's more like I accept people the way they are. I accept it, but I'm going to call them a dumbass. That's fair. It's increasingly how I view people who aren't getting the vaccine, to turn it back to that. But I don't want to turn back to that. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see. Talking about Shrek, talking about things. I think it's time for a little bit of divination.
Okay.
All right. So, would you like to do my divination first, or would you like me to do your reading first?
I'll do yours first, but I would like to clarify to everyone watching, I am not an expert, so, like, please don't judge me too harshly. I'm just doing this for fun.
That's the best thing. Do it for fun. Doing it for fun is the best thing.
Okay, just so everyone knows, please.
No pressure. No pressure.
So I feel like the best way, because, like, usually like, if I'm doing a reading, like, I'll do it, like, usually like I'm in the room with somebody, like with my friends or my sisters or whatever, but
Right.
on camera is kind of hard, so I'm probably just going to mix the cards and just tell me when to stop, and I'll do the top card.
Okay. All right. Sounds
Okay.
good.
I'm going to do a 3-card reading for you. So for this one, please think of a specific question, but don't tell me I mean, you can tell me, but I'd recommend not telling me what it is.
Okay.
Okay, so think of a question you want answered. This first card that we're mixing the deck for is basically with advice directly present. Like, what is the overall situation right now?
Sounds very similar to my readings of various things. I gotcha. I'm gonna give you a very intricate rune reading too. Like, I'm gonna do the rune. My rune reading is gonna be shaped in the rune of truth and law, the Tyr rune. So it's gonna be something that will happen. So this is hard advice when I give it to you later. So, but don't worry, it won't be scary. All right. I'm waiting for my intuition to give me the signal. I've been working on that a lot this year. Please stop.
Okay. That's the first card. Okay, second card. I'm just going to draw the cards first, and then we'll go through with the reading in order. Okay, so that one's kind of, the first one we just drew is about like the overall topic or overall issue around what you're thinking of.
Okay.
The next one is like a step you should be taking, like an immediate step.
Now, please.
Okay. Okay. So then the last one is like an ongoing thing that you should continue doing, like not like an immediate step, but something that you should continuously work on doing or adding to your life.
Okay. Now.
All right, so the first one, the overall issue is hand fasting and union. So I'll let you look at the card real fast right there.
Okay.
This one signifies making a commitment to something. And it can be involving another person. For example, traditionally hand fasting is like basically a marriage ceremony, but it doesn't have to be with another person. It can be something internal or with a situation that's external, but basically saying that you need to commit. So instead of like doing a little bit and backing away or doing a little bit and changing, pick something and stick with it and then put all of your energy into it. Is what this is saying. So figure out what you want, like specifically, like detailed what you want, and then commit. That is your course. That is what you're going for.
All right.
Without changing.
All right.
So then the first immediate one that you have is awakening. This card is in both awakening. So this one has to do with finding that inner spark inside of you. Not like it's different from like passion. Awakening is more like finding that spark inside you that's helping push you to like learn new things or pushing you to expand your talents, like work on something. So specifically, since you need to commit to something, you need to figure out what you're committing to, and then basically learn as much as you can about that specific topic, and then find out how you can change things or adapt that to your style or whatever it is to specifically fit your specific situation.
Okay. These are all things that like I'm like processing and I'm like that could be it, that could be it, that could be it, that could be it. Very cool. But this is the one I'm curious to hear.
Yeah, this is the one that's like more like ongoing that you should continuously do. And this is ethos. So have a strong set of ethics, like an ethical code that you are very passionate about, that you follow, that you will not change.
Your cards are slapping me around. They're calling me on my bullshit.
Okay. They feel very generic to me, so I don't know if this is working for you.
No, this speaks very well to myself. This is like on point and it's kind of scary. It's as always.
Okay.
As divination always is.
Yeah. So, well, that's good to hear though that this is working for you. So yeah, find a code of ethics that fits for you, or that you not that like works for you, that you prefer, but one that you feel is right for you.
Right.
Even if it limits you in some categories, there's probably a reason for that. If something feels wrong, it's probably wrong for you.
If I may be honest, what that tells me is continue your working relationship with these higher powers that you're currently working with, and discover the method that works for you, and hold on to the ethical values that they teach and that you have made, and never give in to losing them, which is what I'm doing now, which basically that message said, don't fucking stop, keep moving forward.
But then also, so like when I mix my cards, if a card like flies out randomly, I hold on to that because I assume there's probably a reason that card fell out. That's probably another message for you. That happened 2 times.
All right.
One was for balance.
I'm a Libra.
All right. So I don't know if this has to do with the specific one that you're working with, or if this is saying that you need to balance like your time or energy that you're putting forth with this. Maybe it's both.
That's calling me out on my bullshit to start working more on my projects and stop being so... I'm just going to read all the time.
This other one, actually, I think would work really well for you, too. The other one that flew out was imagination. So, again, you're a very creative person. So take things that you learn, you don't just study one thing. You're somebody who likes to study a lot of different things. Yep. Take things that you like and find a way to fit that into your practice, or fit it into whatever it is you're working on.
Well, shit. That's calling me out on doing some other stuff too. So it sounds like, okay, these messages you have pulled have told me that I need to keep moving forward with my ethics and my code and keep practicing, but to incorporate other stuff too. I've been learning a lot about high magic, which I told you about earlier. And I think I need to start doing that, because that's what that sounds like to me, is like, you've read enough, start putting it into action. I feel like that's my God smacking me upside the head and saying, dumbass, get your shit in order, fucking do it. Which sounds like some of them, to be honest. So, that's true. So there you go.
This is this deck was this one. It's the Witch's Wisdom Oracle deck that my friend gave me from Llewellyn Publishing.
Very nice. Yeah, I have yet to get Oracle cards, but I do.
They're really fun.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I really like them. I recommend.
There you go. I'd have to go to a store and look, because I want to support the small local new age stores. Don't want to just.
I've actually been working on designing an Adventure Time tarot deck.
I would buy that.
Would you? I just finished. Finished the Lovers card. I'm changing a few things with it. I did both lemon grabs.
That's funny.
I'm trying to see if I have any pictures. I don't know if I do. But I think I have the Ice King one. He's the Fool.
I like that too. That's a good interpretation.
Yeah.
That's really good, actually, when I think about how the series and his story developed. He started off as an idiot who was confident in his ways, and then he grew so much as a character. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sending you the Lovers, but it's not finished. I'm actually changing a few things about it. I have the basic part of it finished. Again, I have to add a lot more detail. And then I'll send the Ice King one to you, because that one also is... If I can find the Ice King one.
That looks so good! Oh my gosh! You're fucking great as an artist. My goodness.
Oh, thank you! I usually use it to mess with people, actually. See. Yeah, I might not have Ice King saved, unfortunately, but I will send that to you afterwards. I just started Marceline's. She's going to be the Hanged Man. And I'm having her upside down on her base.
Right. Very nice. Interesting.
It's going to take me a long time, but I can send you that deck when it's done. It'll take a long time. So many cards.
Yeah, and that's good.
I'll at least send you the major arcana when it's done.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's when you get into the minor arcana that it's going to be very interesting. Oh,
yeah.
I just thought of it. Your major arcana can be, you know how there's like the 4 mages and they fucking reincarnate over time? Maybe that's what you can make your arcana about.
Yeah, I actually have, I don't know where they are. I have a lot of the cards figured out for a lot of them. For example, like the Fool is Ice King. I have a lot of paperwork here. The Lovers is both Lemon Grabs. The Chariot's going to be Lady Rainicorn. The Hermit is LSP. Let's see. Empress is going to be Bubblegum. Hierophant is going to be Peppermint Butler.
That works. I'd see that very easily.
Justice is Finn. Temperance is BMO.
Okay.
Death is the Lich. Devil is Hunson Abadir, so Marceline's dad.
Okay, yes, that's very nice.
Let's see. Some of these I'm unclear, but I'm not sure. I'm going back and forth. Jake I have listed as the Sun. I'm going between a couple of others. For example, like the Tower. I'm not really sure. I might even just do the Tower, because remember when Finn loses his arm, he like builds that invisible tower.
Yeah.
Or the Bubblegum Tower, when she became the big Bubblegum Tower. Not really sure about that. But yeah, I do have those 4 elementals. I don't remember where they are.
I think it's Candy,
Candy, Slime, Ice, and Fire.
There you go. 2 elementals, 1 nasty ass, and 2 like gross sticky things.
Yeah.
There you go. I would think. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like the themes of Slime World. The Slime Kingdom are very.
It's like a party kingdom.
Yeah, it's very like love based. So I would say probably. But water already exists in the form of ice. No, ice could easily be swords because it's very cold and logical. Yeah. And then fire obviously would be wands because that's what it's associated with. So, yeah, I would say candy would be earth because it's the solid thing where most of the stories take place. And then slime could easily be, because I remember there's this like episode of the Slime Princess where she's like, oh, I'm seeing different lovers and they're courting me, and it's like, oh, that's a very emotional story, so that could be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that would be good, but again, that's a recommendation. I'm not saying you have to do that.
No, I like that recommendation. I think I'm probably gonna follow that because I've been trying to like find like how I'm gonna structure the deck. Like I can work on the major arcana, that's fine, but like once I get to minor, it's gonna be a little bit more. I have to be more detailed and precise with that, because it has to follow like a theme.
Right.
You know, so I like that.
There you go. That's good. You ready to be called out?
Yes, I have never done this before. I'm so excited.
You've never done.
I don't know how this.
Runes are pretty easy.
Okay.
I used to be very ritualized with it, saying like a chant to invoke stuff, but now I'm just like, just throw it. So, first, I'm going to ask you to do something silly. So, your life is your breath in northern tradition paganism. So I'm going to stick one of my earbuds in here, and I want you to blow. Like, blow at your iPad. There you go. All right. So let's say that's the, like that's the thing. I'm going to roll them around, mix them up, get them nice and strange. That's where the weird sisters come from, the Norns in Macbeth, Norse mythology. Yep. All right. So first, let me check the method. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I just kind of pick, with this, I just kind of, until I feel like a feeling of pull it out, I just mix my hands in, like there. Okay, that's good. That's a good first. And I will lift them up and show you what they mean. and then I'll show you the
Okay.
formation. Okay. That's good warning. Was there any issue you were thinking about at the time? I would hope. Or just like a generic reading? Oh, yeah, there is? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's
You do not have to say.
not anything serious, but yeah.
Okay. That's positive. All right, let's get the last three. And it's a lot of waiting, as all divination is. It's like, oh, what's he gonna pull? What's he gonna do? What's she gonna do? So there you go. All right, there we go. There. There we go. Very nice. Ooh, very positive. And let's get your last one. It's your final one. I know, we're at the edge of our seat here, waiting to hear what the message is. Oh, that's very good. All right, ready?
Yeah.
First, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Mind you, this is going to be reversed look, because I usually reverse the look on my camera.
Okay.
Oh, actually, it's coming out exactly how I want it to be. So it's opposite sides. So there you go. That's the shape of the rune of Tiwaz. This is Tiwaz method. Tiwaz is the rune of the god Tyr, who is the original sky deity before Odin took over. So first, for your number one position, this is the reasons for the questions and the deep feelings concerning it. You got Laguz upright. Laguz is the rune of water. It is the rune of emotion and the subconscious. So let me pull up some Laguz stuff. I'm going to pull up my runic information here for you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Now, runes, is this like Norwegian or like Scandinavian?
So
or
they are the alphabet that the Germanic tribes used before they adopted Latin. So the Angles, the Saxons, the Jutes, the Danes, the early Germans, the other Scandinavians, they used this.
Okay.
In fact, it got even smaller with the younger Futhark. So this is Elder Futhark. This is what they used historically in the past, before the Viking Age.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, we think they're just adaptions. People who study it, they're just adaptions from, what's the term? Okay, I got the word. It's the adaptions from, like, Etruscan. They look like Etruscan writing, which is what the Latin alphabet would come. So think of it as like they went north and south. Latin became what we know as Roman alphabet. The runes are the Germanic alphabet.
I see. Okay.
Yes. They didn't have anything to do with divination until like the revival of the northern tradition. Originally, what you did is you would write them down on your weapons and stuff, or markings. Like there are runes in the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, for example, and they say like Torvald was here or something. So ancient graffiti that existed and other stuff. But you can also make charms and mix them together.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Yes. I do a lot of bind rune work on that. So there you go. So first, let's go to Laguz. I'm going to read you Laguz. Okay. So there are poems about them that tell you the meaning. So this is the Icelandic rune poem. Logur is the welling stream and broad geyser in the land of fish. So it represents El, and that is supposed to indicate a meaning of a swelling tide, like the ebb and flow of emotion in the ocean. And its meaning is this. It is a good omen, and it represents deep spiritual love, and it's an answer, great for an answer to a relationship question. I don't know if that's what you were thinking. Let's go past the relationship. It's also about inner journeys and talking about the soul. It could talk about fertility, because it might indicate favorable pregnancy. It is also in material matters. It represents good material fortune and success. And think about how important water is to the ancient Norse, because they were traveling around trading on boats, and of course they did Vikings, which are the ratings and so forth. So water is extremely important. It's important to remember that this is good fortune and that positivity will come. But you have to work hard at it yourself. Think of the old adage, God helps those that help themselves. So focus on trying to work for good fortune, and the winds will fill your sails.
Okay.
Now, your second rune you got for position 2. So this is the best possible outcome that can be attained from present circumstances. So, unfortunately, you got the reverse of the Thurisas, which is the Thorn rune, which is also associated with giants and Thor, the god Thor. So, let's see. The thorn is most sharp, an evil thing to take a grip on, extremely grim for any man who rests among them. So, here's the meaning in inverted. If you have any doubts about your actions, do nothing at all. If you act hastily, you will have plenty of time in the future to repent your folly. This is a warning of the dangers of the upright position. So this is like a rune of protection, but it's also kind of a scary rune. So you might be heading into something that might be a trap, and you are likely to play into the hands of those against you and your rash actions. So don't just jump off to do something rash. Take your time to think about things. It might come to bite you in the ass. But this can also mean that luck can arrive in a challenge. So you might be challenged by something, or might be opposing something. You might have luck on your side and strive through. So there's that positivity in the darkness. Well, that's the thing. But it also says, take a step back and review your situation. Pause, reflect, and act very cautiously. All right, now let's go to your third rune. This is the potential problems confronting you. And you got Ivaz, which is the U rune, like the tree that's the U. This is associated with life, death, and rebirth. It's a change in perspective. It's like the death card in tarot.
Okay.
So, of course, death in the death card is usually about the ending of things and the beginning of something else. It's never about, someone died, it's terrible.
Right.
Yes, that's never what it means. So this is a rune is associated with trees, and it's associated with the yew, the poplar, or the apple tree, and it's a symbol of growing from the past. Think of the roots of a tree into the future. Yes. So its meaning indicates a level of progress. So you're progressing in this issue. Even if it feels slow, things will manifest, and adaptability and a readiness to make a decision will be vital. But because of the warning beforehand, it's important for you to take time before you're ready to make that decision, probably. And it's associated with hunting, because bows that were good were made out of yew. They're very well for bowmanship. So think of them as being think of yourself as a hunter. You have to know when is the right time to strike and to do it as well. Think of it, it's like taking your shot and getting it at the right point. This also shows bravery as an indication of success. So you have to be willing to be brave to push forward. This issue you asked about, it's telling you to be cautious, but when you see the time and you know it to be true, take it. But that doesn't mean be hasty. That's why it's the waiting. This is all about waiting so far, it seems. And like an understanding emotionally. So you'll emotionally deeply understand. You have to wait until your moment is right. And the best part is that this rune is positive because it means that you won't have problems. So there's a lot about waiting. Think of a hunter in the woods waiting for their prey until the right moment to strike. That's what it seems like it's increasingly going towards.
Okay.
Yes. Now, let's go to the top rune. So, let's see. So, ill-advised actions that might thwart your desires. So, it's very interesting what it pulled here for that. So, for that, so actions you shouldn't take is basically what it's saying. You got the positive side of the wish rune. This is actually an extremely positive rune. So the way I interpret that, I'll read it for you first. He lives well who knows not suffering, sorrow, or anxiety, and has prosperity and happiness and a good enough home. So this is about love, good news, good fortune, a nice home. It's about fulfilling life, and it's about a period of everything going your way. Partnerships are important, so maybe your relationship, but also not just relationships. It can also be like friendships and stuff. And it's also positive for business decisions. And it's all about love. Love is good. If you're unattached, you might find someone attractive. Or if you are attached, it means that, which I know you are, you're dating somebody. Things are going very, very positively with them. But because of the place it's in and everything taking, I would say you're going to see something in timing, and it's going to be this. To hit this home, hit this positivity. So when you see it, take the chance, but remember you have to be cautious about it. Again, I don't know what this is about, but that's what it's telling me.
Okay.
Or telling you, I suppose. Now, position 5 is lessons from the past, which you may benefit from in this situation.
Okay.
So, you got Nauthis, the need rune. So 3 runes are in order ending on a positive thing, but the need rune is hard because it's between a troubling situation and being stuck. So you're being pulled, basically. So Nauthis, let's see here. Need is oppressive to the heart, yet often proves a help and is the salvation of children of men who heed it in time. So basically this rune is appearing when you maybe have a doubt or an insecurity, and it indicates, again, thinking very carefully before action. So this is very much a wait and think and consider, and there's going to be positivity, but you have to know when to strike. So maybe you've had a moment in your past where you had to wait and you had to kind of gauge what's around, but you need to do that because you're kind of stuck in that situation. So the good thing is that even though this might cause anxiety, you might lose confidence, it will help you because you're going to learn from that. And it's going to cause a change, a positive change. It's increasingly looking like this is positive, but it's asking you to, this is a big like, wait and see, take your moment, be careful, be thoughtful, be emotionally cognizant too. And it's good because eventually good things are going to come out of it. A lot of this is wait, take a shot, positivity will come.
Okay.
So I'm seeing a lot of good things here. It's like a strong warning.
Yeah.
Next is your present position and attitudes. You got a very, 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 very good rune for this. You got the rune of the sun, Sowelo. You can see it's kind of like an S.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately been unfortunately, it was abused when the Nazis did stuff with the runes. For example, the symbol of the SS is 2 of these, but that's why we admit that there's a problem with it, but then move forward in its use without indicating that. So,
right.
Think about being in Norway during the Little Ice Age, where there was so much ice. When the sun would come, it's like a bring of literal fresh air, and you can go outside and not freeze to death. It's a great thing. So your present attitude is very positive. So this is another rune that is associated with love. So it's casting a bunch of warm glow over the other runes. So this is telling me that your present feeling and attitude and whole vibe is a thing of positivity. It's a rune of hope. It's all about a happy outcome. Increasingly, it's looking like this is an extremely positive rune. Extremely good. And leading into the next one, it is extremely positive. So it's all about waiting for your shot, taking it after thinking consideration, and then good shit's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yes. So you're doing good. The last rune is literally one of the final runes. It is the last rune. Usually they switch the 2 because it's hard to tell which. But the last rune is the rune of day, of dawn breaking. It's like kind of, you can see day and night counteracted with each other by like 2 things pointed at each other. It's Dagaz. Day, the glorious light of sun is set on high. by the High One, is beloved by man and is a source of hope and happiness to rich and poor alike, of service to all. So, this is the rune of day. It represents noon, when the sun's at the highest. It represents daylight, midsummer. It's symbolic of a circle completing, so it's a completion rune. It's the last rune in the set. So, something really good is coming for you. That's all I can say. So, this is a rune of happiness and prosperity, but it does indicate a lot of change. That's where like this Ivaz reading comes from as well. So, there will be change. Something's going to change, but it's going to be really positive. This is a good rune if you have been waiting a lot or waiting for the end of something to start something anew. So I'm feeling like this might be, what am I going to do when I get back to America, maybe?
It is.
Well, shit, you're going to have a very good time because when you get back, you took a lot of time to consider it, and whatever you choose to do is going to lead to a very, 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 very positive outcome, friend.
All right, sweet. That's good to know.
And
I have been putting like a lot of thought into that. Like I have a couple of different options. I'm trying to decide where I'm even going to go when I go back. So, okay.
There you go. This is exactly what it's saying. So you're doing right.
Question. Can you repeat what was the name of the first one? I started writing them down, but only on the second one and not the first one.
Okay, so Laguz.
Laguz.
Laguz. Like lagoon.
Perfect.
Yes.
Got it.
So,
thank you.
Very positive. This is going to be a time of fun. This is going to be time to act like a child and have a good time. And just, it's the ending of something and the beginning of something extremely positive.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. It's funny because I was literally thinking, okay, what am I going to do when I go back? My parents, I think I told you, because my family, even though I grew up in Colorado, my family's lived in Wisconsin for a couple of years, and my parents just got a job. Well, my dad just got a job. They're moving to Florida next week.
Right.
But they're leaving all of my stuff. So, like, I've been trying to decide where I'm going to go, or like what I'm going to be doing. So, this is helpful.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
I'm glad that it helped you out. That's why I like divination. It's not about the future. It's about the present moment.
And I've never seen, like, I've never used runes before. Like, I've seen them before, but I've never used them. So thank you. That was really cool.
Absolutely. I have a great site to recommend you if you want to learn more about them. And one thing I like to do is, so you can combine their powers and create intention and then burn them, kind of like sigil magic, so that like you can do it. And I do that a lot. I've been making the same one a bunch of times because I'm trying to win the lottery so that I can start my own business. And every time it gets a little bit closer. And I've even, like, when I pray to my gods and I'm, like, really focused on them, kind of visualization, I kind of imagine they're, like, in the back of my mind, right? Kind of behind me or over my shoulder. And everyone's just saying, something's going to happen and change is going to hit you like a brick, guy. But it's going to be fortunate. And they're like, just be patient. That's the message. It's like, just wait. Keep it up. Your oracle literally said, just wait. Keep it up. Don't stop.
Yep.
Keep being inventive. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm tired of this patience, but I can be patient. So there you go. But that's awesome. I'm glad that we did that.
Yeah, I am too. That was really fun. Thank you.
If you ever want a reading, let me know.
Yeah, we should. I mean, we should just do this often. It'd be fun. One of my other friends also does tarot a lot, so she and I do readings all the time.
There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
She's really good at it. Like, I just like pull the cards, but like she's like really like in depth. She really has a really strong understanding, so it's really fun.
There you go. She is trained and she is intuitive. That's a good combination.
Yeah.
All right. So now, what to talk about? Can you please call me?
Huh?
Oh, someone's roasting me right now.
What? Who's roasting?
One of the viewers in the chat is roasting me. If you want to go to the thing.
There's a chat? Hold on. What?
Yeah.
Where's the chat?
I'm focused on a conversation reporting a podcast, guy, so it's less about you. If I was streaming, that's a different... If I was streaming a game, that's a different story.
Wait, is this on Twitch?
This is on
where's
Twitch.
the comp?
This is on Twitch.
How do I access comp?
Oh, you just go to you watch the thing. You watch the thing. I don't give time to my viewers. This guy doesn't know in all of my gaming podcasts, all of my gaming streams, I'm thirsty for viewers. Stop the stream. I'm not going to stop the stream. This isn't about you. This is about her.
Comment.
I know.
So bad. So sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's fucking troll.
But I'm so curious. Like, I'm hearing about this. Okay, let's see.
I'm not
okay,
even
I found the
joking.
video. Can't I find the comments?
Yeah, you just got to enter the chat. Trust me, man. No, I'm not.
I'm sorry. I'd love to contribute.
I know. He's just saying I'm trying to lay with you.
Eh?
I know,
no,
right?
No, we don't have that.
I know. We've just been friends for what, like 2 years now?
We're just really good friends.
Yeah, I mean, like, shit. This guy really... You're clear... I gotta say one thing to you, Extra Nemmer. You clearly are a very sad person if you have to fucking shit on me. I'm actually one of the most confident times in my life right now. I feel really bad for you if you have to attack me. That's really pathetic. Oh,
okay,
shit.
okay. I'm downloading the Twitch app. Maybe I'll be able to access it there because it won't let me on the website.
Everybody says that. Well, shit. Maybe people mean it or people don't. I don't know what to fucking tell you. I've got a lot of my life on track now, man.
Wait, do you know who this is? Or,
I don't know who the
or
fuck,
no?
I don't know who this is. It's a rando. I'm assuming. I don't know. You go to therapy, you work through grief, you fucking face your demons, you lose weight, you lose 30 pounds of weight, you fucking get things on track, you're looking much better. Shit. Okay, I have to admit, that made me laugh, man. You're pretty good. He just said that she's laughing because she's sad you can't come. Oh, I know, baby. I know, man. I can come like a fucking, like, hose. I don't want to say that, but there you go.
I feel like there's some, like, projection going on here.
No, I know. I feel really bad. This guy might have a micro penis.
I can't.
He just called me hella lame. Well, what are you? Some kind of, like, 30-year-old basement-dwelling person who doesn't do that? I'm literally the guy in the basement, and I'm calling you out, bro.
Alright, I'm gonna try to pull this up on my laptop. I can't find it on my phone. It won't let me.
Oh, man. I love it when people who don't know you come on and try and roast you. Man, I fucking love this, because this is the first time this is happening. I'm actually happy you're roasting me, dude, because it's nice to pay attention to you. Yeah, you might want to maybe, like, plug in your laptop and set up a separate thing, and you can put it on silent. That might do it.
Yeah.
The question is where, bro? You have your own room. Where is it? In a boarding house?
I wish I had this time.
Oh yeah, I mean, by all means. Hey, they just followed me, so they like it, I guess. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You're getting me to affiliate, bro. So I appreciate you saying I can't do the thing. All right, let me see. I'm going to send it to you here. You can open it up just through Chrome if you have it. Yeah, there you go. You can do it on your phone too. Let's see here.
All right. Let's see.
I mean, you jumped in when we were doing, like, divination, so there you go. It's not the most exciting thing, but hey, man, there you go. All right. Go there. Very nice. It's on silent. And I'll send it to you through Facebook, okay?
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
There you go.
Perfect. So it's pulled up.
This is an IP grab. I don't even know what that means. Do you know what IP grabber means?
No, I've
Intellectual
never heard that.
property? It would be hard to when I live in Middle America and she lives in Japan, Haas. Oh man, my first loyal viewer who's commenting. I love you, troll. You deserve all the love and respect for you. I give you
Please
my
come back.
deepest of affections. I think you're great. I don't care if you're roasting my ass because you're actually talking in the comments. You're a good person. You deserve all the love in your life, and you deserve even more, man. Now it's a stream about this guy. I get that you hated me, man. I'm focused on the podcast, and now I'm the one talking. To all the people, when this gets put on Anchor, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I was like that at first too.
It's like, what is he saying? He turned into a total left field. Oh my gosh. Has the Wagonmeister lost his fucking things? Well, thank you for thinking I'm cool, because I think you're cool, viewer. It doesn't matter if you roast me. My self-image is of unbreakable mush. Nothing can break me down because you can't build me up. But I have built a fucking castle. Nah, man, I'm not in my 30s. But I'm not gonna dox myself.
I think I'm older than you are.
You are older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm getting close to the 30s.
I found the video. Oh, I found the
years.
chat. Okay, it's loading. I found it.
Very nice. My brother also lives in a basement, but unlike me, he has to pay for it. Of course, he's moving in soon because he's going to Florida. Florida. That's why we wanted him to get that vaccine, you know. Ugh. You should check out the YouTube channel, man. You can watch other conversations, or you can listen to the podcast on the various sites. Listen, if it was, you know, whatever, man. I prefer to keep friendships over crazy ass sex shit. Well, thank you very much. Those are very good words. You know, the road is mysterious.
Found it.
There you go. You should listen to what he is saying, or you should read. It's very interesting when it pops
I'm only
up.
seeing 4. I don't think it's gonna let me go back and see previous ones.
It doesn't. Well,
oh, okay, that's why.
Extramoner, you talk to her. Now she can see you, bruh. Fucking funny. Anyway, so what should we talk about? Before this was becoming like me enjoying the chat roasting me.
I've been watching a lot of Chinese dramas lately. I think I told you a little bit about that before we started. My friend got me hooked on them. Let's see. I don't remember. It's a couple months ago. It was like 6 months ago. She'd been watching them. Because she and I both love like historical dramas, and I think the reason that I'm like so drawn to specifically the Chinese ones, there's a lot of Korean ones I really like too. Yeah. It's the costumes; they're so beautiful. The costumes and hair, and it's really funny because actually I've started to like pick up on the language, and now I'm like actually like studying the language because I want to understand the dramas more.
So are you like trying to learn Mandarin? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Not reading. I'm not putting any
work
into that.
If you have a hard time with Japanese,
yeah.
I fucking Chinese makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
And actually though, the spoken language is really, it's a lot easier than Japanese is because the grammar is so similar to English.
Yep.
The difficult part isn't even the tones. The tones are okay. It's a little hard, but there's a lot of sounds that are similar, like the zh and zh and
yeah.
All of those are really.
I get that. You're looking at the chat now. Look at his advice he's trying to give. We're paying attention to you. Well, I mean, I can see you off in the corner. I have my second monitor right over here.
I'm about to get.
Yes! Roast her! Roast her like you roasted me. It makes us stronger.
Alright, I'm listening.
We're focused on you. And then we're going to get back to the topic of dramas. All right.
The topic.
She's looking on her, like, she's looking on her phone. She's paying attention to you. We have another. There you go. He wants you to chat with her in a chat. That's funny. Thank you for pushing up my viewpoints, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yes. So close to affiliate.
I don't know who Lana Rhodes is.
With a facial.
Hold on. I'm going to look up who this is.
There you go. You're making references people don't understand, Haas.
I might just be really out of touch. I don't know. Let's see.
Listen, man, I don't know half the shit about celebrities. Like, I'm focused more on, like, my books. Again, as I said, I'm reading a shit ton of books. And clearly that's not the right approach. I have been lambasted by the fucking higher powers that be.
Well, thank you. Actually, I take this as a compliment. She's a porn star. She's very beautiful.
Oh, there you go. You just gave her a compliment, friend.
Yeah, it wasn't so much of a roast, actually. That was... Thank you. I feel nice now.
There you go. It's very nice to be said that you look like someone who's so attractive that they make people bust their proverbial loads. She's like, I think the chat's a little behind, dog. That's all I could say.
Yeah, it just says she's a bunch of purple stars, and then I said with a facial. That means with
cum on their face. Wow. That's a roast!
But the problem is, if you have to explain the roast because it didn't make sense, then it's not really a good roast. It's kind of on you.
That is true. That
right?
is true.
Like,
that is very on point.
I feel like this person can do better.
Dude, you're getting called out, man. I gotta follow this person now. I gotta see what they're like.
My boyfriend roasts me harder than that every day.
Oh, shit! Someone she's been in a significant relationship for years roasts her ass harder than you, bruh. You have been called out. Can you handle the roast switcheroo? Well, then I'd roast harder, but I don't Oh, fuck! That's a good line. That's fucking great. Damn. This is his...
I think he only has one response to things. Isn't this what he said to you earlier, too?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah. Man. I think we should do a tarot card for him.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'll get him.
Assuming it's...
Yo, extra nemmer.
Reading for you.
Do you want a reading?
Okay,
I'll give you a fucking reading. Let's do it right now. And she'll give you a reading, too.
Yeah, okay. I'm just mixing these cards. Whenever a new comment shows up, that's when I'm going to stop mixing, and that's when I'll flip over that card, okay? That's how we'll do this.
Apparently, it's the truth.
Okay, there's one. Okay, we've got one card. All right, because I'm going to do a 3-card reading for you. Let's see.
I'm just going to pull one.
All right, next one. Just mix until the next chat comes through. Oh, okay, next one. All right, last one. Oh, perfect. Okay. Got
invite you on Discord. You want to join he wants to join the call.
That'd be really funny.
You want to join the call? They got wiped from it.
Oh, who wiped them?
My mod bot wiped them from the chat. They posted so much cringe that they got dropped.
Yes. I love how we didn't even, like, a robot dropped.
Oh, he hopped back on! Okay. Oh my gosh, I love that Well, if you're gonna call me a shithead, man, maybe I don't want to add you. If you're throwing casual insults.
Alright, well, here's his cards. I'm assuming it's a him. I'm gonna say him.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one says, I drew things that you probably are missing in your life and that makes you the way you are. And these are things that you probably should incorporate into your life so that you can be a better person. First one I drew was protection. Honestly, I feel like your attitude's probably protection enough. You probably don't need to worry about condoms. You're probably not at that level anyway. But yeah, protection couldn't hurt you. Next thing you need is passion. Again, you're probably missing out on some things. I mean, if you have enough time to be wasting on
it is the middle of the day. I mean,
random people, you probably have no passion for anything else in your life. So you probably might want to gain some of that. Next one, the last one, is stability. You might not be have a very stable background or very stable, like where you're living right now. I'm not coming at you like in a bad way. But these are things that you're missing. That's specifically what I was thinking when I was drawing your cards. And I
Damn,
think if you
man.
incorporate these,
Sounds
this
like
is not for you.
Oh no, I know. It sounds like this person needs some passion. They protected themselves by insulting others, and they need to fucking find some stability.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will pull my card for them. Ah, shit. The one card I pulled is the Two of Swords.
Okay.
That's a fucking heavy card. It's a heavy card.
Yeah. That one's crossroads, right? Like.
I don't know. We'll see in a second. I just have to hop on to. There we go. Ace of Swords. Yep. So this represents a choice. Yeah, and it's about being at a standstill. It's avoiding choices. It's denial and a stalemate.
Mm.
That makes sense. Makes sense with him. He's stuck. He's stuck watching us. So there you go. All right. Very nice. Oh, how wonderful. So
Anyway, Chinese dramas.
yes, Chinese dramas.
So I've started to pick up on a lot of Chinese, and then I've actually started studying it outside of dramas as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been living in Japan for 2 years, and I am so bad at Japanese. I've been watching dramas for 6 months. I'm actually becoming not good, but like for my listening skills are actually becoming pretty good, and I don't know why. Like why that one is better, like is easier for me to pick up on. I actually just finished a drama earlier today. I think it's my new favorite. It was really beautiful, especially the music.
What was it about?
So,
it was just like kind of like a love story, or
yeah, it was, but it's also like a historic and fantasy combined. It's about this girl who, like the first episode, basically she's in a huge battle, she dies, and she's given a chance. She goes back 8 years, and she's given basically a chance to try to stop that war from happening.
Nice. Sounds like a standard dramatic setup of
it
plot.
is. It is. But it's really beautiful, and like the actors were phenomenal. The music was really beautiful. I loved the music. Actually, one of my favorite actors is in the drama. I was telling my sister, because my sister watches dramas also. I was telling her about it, so that's added to her list. Next.
Nice. He's thirsty for you.
Ugh.
I love that reaction, just like, oof. You gotta love internet, guys. This is why I don't watch or turn to your shit fest at a fist. Enjoy another stream, man. If you come back and we're still streaming, you can watch the rest of it from the beginning. All right. So,
your bot kicked him off and he came back. That was like the best part.
I know. I mean, like, props to my mod for doing that. Gotta love Nightbot. It did it automatically. I guess I have to add the word "come" to my list of words that get you kicked off the chat.
Right.
Because I don't know. I just feel like this person has like an obsession with goose of a warm persuasion.
I mean, based off of his other comments, yeah, probably.
Yeah, but he thinks you're fucking beautiful. So there you go.
Ugh.
The reaction is ugh. Yeah. Anyway, so what would you recommend to me? I kind of like more like, obviously I like historical drama, but like,
okay,
yeah, give me some recs.
Do you like anything with fantasy related or no, just historic?
I like fucking fantasy dramas, yeah.
Okay, the one I'll recommend the one I started with, and there's a reason. So the first one I watched is called The Princess Wei Young. I'll write this down for you and send it to you. I'll send you a list.
Very nice. That's like what I'm gonna be doing later.
The Nick drama list. I'm just writing this down so I don't forget. It's called The Princess Wei Young, and the reason I recommend that one first is sometimes with dramas it takes like a couple episodes to really get into it. This one it does not. This one in the first episode, I will warn you, it's very graphic and very violent, but within the first episode you're immediately drawn in, and that's why I recommend it. I think it's a really good one to start with. I recommended it to my sister for the same reason, and she's hooked. That one's really good. Let's see, there's another one. It's not a historic one, but I mean it doesn't take place now, but it's not like real places. It's a fantasy one. It has to do with like gods and stuff and immortals. There's a couple names for it. either called Eternal Love, or another name for it is like 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms. That one actually took me until like episode 12 to even care about any of the characters. They had gone through like a war, and I was like, I don't care if anyone dies. I don't care. But after like 12 episodes, like there was a shift that happened, and I don't really know exactly why, but all of a sudden I really cared about all of the characters, and it became very quickly one of my top, like, very favorite dramas. Actually, it was like one of the top ones in China. It was like one of the top dramas.
Nice.
Really good actors are in that one. The one I finished today is called Twisted Fate of Love. That one I'll also send you.
Nice.
I think you'll like the music in that one, if nothing else. Yeah, those are the ones I'd recommend starting with, at least.
Very nice. Well, I'm excited because it certainly fills up another thing. Like, it seems like my time is increasingly getting committed to, like, watch this, do that, read this, play this, watch this, and I'm like, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
He left, so it's all good.
All right, we're good.
Yeah. Although possibly one of my prior guests might be coming on to chat with us, talking to Alexis.
How many trolls do you get, like, each episode usually?
0, because usually no one watches. So that was fucking hilarious.
Glad I could be there for it then.
There you go. We were talking about the ogres, and we brought the trolls.
It was good.
There you go. Very nice. Yeah, oh, there you go. Oh, shit. I'll tell you. Have you watched any, like, the Netflix dramas, like the Japanese ones that are kind of, like, comedic? Because those are funny.
I haven't watched any of the ones on Netflix, no. Which ones do you recommend?
A great one I would recommend is a drama about father and son. And it's like they learn to play, like, Final Fantasy together.
Oh, cool.
Like Final Fantasy Online. But it turns out his dad is, like, dying of cancer.
Oh.
It's, like, really sad, but it's really good. It's emotional. And, like, the dad remembers as a kid, it's like, I remember when I bought you that game and played with you when you were a small child, and we bonded over that. And that's, like, it's like, my fucking heartstrings.
Yeah.
It's very good. I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Yeah.
Actually, I know someone. So that's something I've started doing. I joined a tricking gym.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bad at it. But it's really fun. I go once a week, and like, I've been learning how to do a back handspring. I don't know why. Okay, I really don't know why, but I can't jump. Like, I can jump a little bit, but, like, I can't, like, get in the air. I have no idea why. And, like, every time I, like, bring that up, they're like, just jump. And I'm like, you would think that that's what I'm trying to do. But, like, I can't, like, get enough air. So, like, I've been working for months on a back handspring, and it's getting there. It's getting there. But anyway, one of the girls that goes there with me, she actually is an actress. She just got cast in a drama in Japan.
Very nice.
In Tokyo. I don't know very much about it yet, but I'm gonna try to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, hopefully you can catch it. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything else we should talk about? Anything you want to discuss?
Nothing else is on my list. I think we kind of covered everything so far.
Okay. Well then,
What
about me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, shit, half the episodes I'm talking about Japan, so it's nice that we, like, talked about it a little bit, but then we didn't talk about it a lot, so that was really pleasant.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that was fun. So,
you know what? I just realized probably the reason that you got the troll is the title of the episode is the Shrekkenning.
that's there you go.
That's probably why.
There you go. It's an attractive title. I can come up with good titles off of, like, that was like nothing. That was like it's like I shut that out of my brain. It's like, that's easy.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it. I think that was a great episode. I want to thank you again. Do you want to share any social medias for people to follow, or are you kind of like, I'm going to keep this private?
I don't really have very many social medias.
Because it's like, we just like do like an Instagram or something, or a Twitter.
I do have an Instagram. Everyone except Extraneamer, please don't follow me on Instagram. Let me pull up my handle, my Instagram name. Oh, but you know what? It has my last name as part of the.
Oh, then maybe we'll nix that then. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Thank you, Lauren, for coming on. Any words of wisdom or fun to people before we go?
No, I think we kind of just covered everything.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, then, thank you very much to my guest. I've been your Wagonmeister. Please be sure to follow my social medias in the links below. If you're on the YouTube, please follow my Twitch. And if you're in Twitch and watching this, please follow the YouTube. I release the podcast whenever I get around to it. Usually it's the day after. I hope everyone has a wonderful time. All of you people are great, even the trolls, because without trolls, how else would we have a hard exterior? So, with that, we will see you in the next video. See ya.
All right.